If I bring her home, she ratchet. The bitty bitch, you know she nasty. I'm putting Chanel on her back.
Alright, what's good YouTube? Welcome to another video of Put You On Game. Before I even start, I'd just like to say Happy New Year's, and I hope you guys, are sticking to your New Year's resolution. Also, as well, I feel like 2022 is definitely going to be a very prosperous year. I feel excited about the year. I already got my goals written down, my aims and objective. I'm already looking at the results of my businesses quarterly already, in terms of how much I'm going to be producing in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, etc. So I'm really, this year I feel like, this year is definitely the year where big things are going to happen. I feel like by the end of this year, I've got about 4 goals that I've written down that I want to achieve, and I feel as though if I continue with the consistency and the pace and the focus, then I'll definitely be able to achieve that as well. But I just want to make sure that, for you guys that are watching this, you're sticking to your goals as well. And, what you said to yourself before New Year's in 2021, make sure you actually stick through it, because statistics actually say that 95% of people that write down their goals or their New Year's resolution, by the time it's February, they've already quit, they've already stopped. So you really want to make sure you stick to it, because the first bit is the going is gonna get tough in the first month of January, and then going into February is gonna get tough. So you really want to make sure that you dedicate yourself as much as you can to actually fulfilling your goal and sticking to it. But anyways, in today's video, we're actually going to be speaking about Twitter. So we're going to be speaking about how the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, has actually stepped down and has actually appointed someone else in order to actually take over the role and become the new face and CEO of Twitter. His name is actually Parag Agrawal. So who is Parag Agrawal? Now, he's a board member and a former chief technology officer who was actually appointed as the CEO to be effective immediately, and Jack Dorsey will still remain a member of the board until his term expires, will be at the next year's stockholders meeting. So that's pretty much a meeting that Twitter has with all the shareholders and stockholders in terms of where they wish Twitter to go moving forward and what type of executive decisions they're looking to make. So in case you're wondering, who is Parag Agrawal and where did he come from? And I hope I'm pronouncing his name right as well. But who is he, what's his story, and where does he come from? So he's actually a 37-year-old immigrant from India. Parag actually comes from outside the ranks of the normal celebrity CEOs, which include people like Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk. He's actually someone that's actually climbed up in the ranks whilst working at Twitter. He's been there for over 10 years, and the stakeholders and the shareholders appointed Parag Agrawal to actually be the CEO because they felt as though he will be a safe pick who will look to favor the investors. A lot of people have been saying that Jack Dorsey has been going, up and down in terms of how he's been conducting Twitter. He's been receiving a lot of flack in terms of the political side of things, especially how he banned Donald Trump permanently. A lot of Democrats and Republicans are, they all have their own opinions in terms of how can you ban Donald Trump from having a Twitter account, because apparently he was inciting violence. But then you got terrorists and you got people in ISIS and people in the Taliban's that actually have a Twitter account, and they're the ones that could actually make tweets and talk about what they want to talk about, despite the fact of them being terrorists. So it's a bit of a weird one. There's so many things that are going up and down in terms of how Twitter is being conducted under the supervision of Jack Dorsey. So that's why they wanted to appoint a new CEO. The respects I have to give to Jack Dorsey, he's actually, one of the respects that I have to give out to Jack Dorsey is the fact that he's actually a CEO of 2 major FTSE 100 companies. So he's actually the first person publicly to be a CEO of 2 companies that have a market valuation of greater than 5 billion. So he's actually the CEO of Square, which is a digital payments company that he actually founded a while back. So he's actually a CEO simultaneously at the same time. So Twitter and also Square as well. So that's definitely perks to him in terms of, being able to handle 2 large businesses like that, because it's definitely not easy. So in the stakeholder meeting with the shareholders, Twitter actually announced that in So Twitter actually announced in a filing to the Securities and Exchange Commissions in February that it aimed to have over 315 million monetizable daily active users by the end of 2023, and to at least double its annual revenue in that year as well. So Twitter has 192 million monetizable daily active users as of now, and 3.7 billion in annual revenue at the end of 2021. But according to the company's last quarter earnings report, they're looking to make double that in 2022 and also 2023. So that's just my quick 2 cents in terms of news of what's going on with Twitter and Jack Dorsey stepping down as well. But more importantly, I just wanted to kind of give an update in terms of the new year 2022, how it's come so quick. And 2021 is pretty much the year where I feel like we're coming out of that COVID era. Slowly but surely we're coming out of that COVID era, and I feel as though this year, from what everyone's learned from last year in terms of what they need to be doing, how they need to be chasing their dreams more, because they realize that when things out of your control happen like COVID, you're on your back, and the only person you can rely on is yourself. So I feel as though it was a great new year. 2022 is looking very prosperous, and I hope that everyone stays dedicated and motivated in terms of your goal, what you wish to do. Don't plateau and don't become complacent. Make sure you take full advantage of 2022, because it's going to be a big year, I'm telling you. So anyways, that's my 2 cents in terms of what I think about Jack Dorsey stepping down as the CEO for Twitter. Make sure you like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.